Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Hello everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay for tonight's video. What we're going to talk about today is this new moon in Gemini. I'm going to go over all of the astrology, the general meaning of the moon, the Chandra symbol, the Sabian symbol, the gene key that the moon is in. And I also go through and tell you where it's happening in your chart based off of your sun, moon, Venus, and rising. Before we dive in, let me say hi to everyone that's in the chat. Hello, Maria. Welcome in. Hello, Amy. Thank you for being here. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Malaya. Hello, Raven. We are finally at the new house. Congratulations. How exciting. Oh my God. Wow. The timing was some wild timing right there. Hello, Maricela. Hello, Krisan. Hello, Raessa. Welcome in. So it's good to be here. It's been a really wild, month, honestly. That's how I feel. And I have been going through these crazy, emotional waves. Up and down, feeling super melancholic and all this stuff. It's been heavy. I don't know about you guys, but the energy has been super heavy. And hello, Damien. Hello, Valerie. Welcome in. And yeah, we're going to talk about what this new moon is bringing to us. And it's crazy because even today I was like, it was my first day that I didn't actually have to get up, set an alarm for something or be ready for something at a certain time. And I really needed to just let myself sleep until I wake up. And I did that. And so I kind of slept in. And then I got up and I was like, well, there's a lot of things that I'm going to do today. I'm going to catch up on this and this and this. And then all of a sudden it was like, wow, I really feel like I have zero energy. That fast, just a few hours, after getting up, I was like, I don't have any energy to do this. And I've been learning so much about my human design and the fact that I'm a projector, and that when you don't have the energy, you just don't have the energy and you have to just rest. So I was like, okay, I'll lay down for a little bit. And I kid you not, I fell asleep for 3 hours. It was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe what time it was when I woke up. And I'm like, okay, well, there goes the day. And you just have to like be okay with it. And you guys are probably feeling the same way. I've been talking too, like in my moon goddess training that is going on right now, is like there's been so much exhaustion. Like everyone's just exhausted from all the things that are, going on. Like, especially if you're emotionally sensitive to everything around you. And it's just been a challenge. And this Scorpio season for me, meaning not Scorpio season, but eclipse season, and the last eclipse, which was in Scorpio, for me was brought up so many things that need to be released, and showed me like a mirror through all of the experiences that I've had this whole time. It showed me a mirror into like things about myself that I am like not fully paying attention to. And it's been heavy in that sense. And so it's been teaching me, like I've been learning, okay, this is where you're ignoring your intuition, and you're ignoring your intuition because you have there's like I don't want to call it a weakness, but it's kind of like there's something just takes over. And I think what takes over is those past karmic patterns and those old habits that they're hard to let go of and release. And so I've been learning so much about where I'm not listening to my intuition. And one of those has been really about rest. And I keep throwing so many things on my schedule. Like I just keep like piling things up, and I'm realizing that like that's really not sustainable. So I definitely am learning that I need to do some kind of rearranging in my life of my schedule and everything that I do that will allow me even more freedom to be able to really listen to how I feel that day. And it's funny because in the past I would really push myself to like show up for things, and I would make too many promises, right? That's how when you have an undefined ego, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to make promises. You can't, because you don't have the willpower to keep them. And so basically you have to give yourself more leeway. You have to give yourself more open space. You have to give yourself more time to be able to be in your flow. And I'm a 2/4 in human design too, and so I'm the dancer, right? So I have to be able to just flow, and what I've seen is how my flow gets stopped because of either commitments that I've made that I shouldn't have made, because in the moment I really wanted to do something, or I was like, oh, it's going to be fine, and I'm going to be able to like do all of it at the same time. And then I'm realizing that like I need to stop doing that. It's just a bad habit. And we all learn so much to be like that. We have to be like overproductive, that we have to be like over the top, that we always have to be doing something. And that's like the opposite of my design. Some of us are designed that way, but my design is not like that. So I've just been learning a lot, and I think we all have. And it's been a crazy eclipse season. And this new moon that we're having tomorrow is actually officially like ends the eclipse season, because it's the first new moon that we're having after the eclipses. And so it is a big deal. And then I was reading into it, and I felt like there was something that was like eluding me about the chart, or something that was going on that I couldn't quite see. And so I'm really excited to talk about what that is, because I figured it out after doing some research, what it was about this new moon that's like super insane. So let me check the chat real quick. Hi and love and light from Australia. Haven't been to a live in a long time. Long overdue. Hello, Karen. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Carmelola, welcome in. Yes. Oh my God, your friend was MIA today. Turned out she took a 6-hour nap. That's hilarious. Yeah. And we are, today is still the dark moon. So that means that it is a time of reflection. It is a time of like internal processing, not really a time of doing, But we did have this crazy conjunction between Jupiter and Mars in Aries at the same time. So it's so funny to me that like instead of like the burst of energy to like go do something, I went like in the opposite direction. I just like zonked out. So just really funny. And I think we all, right? Raven says, honor your design. Yes, have space to do that. Yes, I love that. I love that. So it is exciting. It is exciting. And there's been a lot of heaviness. So I just want to confirm that, you know, we're all going through some crazy maneuvering between literally the darkness and the light. And that's what this is about, especially with that full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. Like, holy moly. I mean, that is the darkness, right? That is that energy. So we're going to hop into, I'm going to share the screen. But before I do that, so we can actually go over the astrology, I do want to mention a couple of things. If you're new to my channel, thank you for being here. Please subscribe and make sure that you hit the notification bell so you get notified of when I go live, and you can join us here live in the chat. That is really the best way to do that. I also want to invite you to download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. And then it'll enter you into my email list. And I send out a weekly moon magic report, which is basically the horoscope, the astrology for the week. You get it in written form in your email every Wednesday morning. I also have an amazing and such a powerful membership. It's called the Channel for Grace Starseed membership. It's a $22 a month commitment, so it's super affordable. If you want to be a part of it, what we do in the membership is there are live events, there are monthly videos, and then a ton of information sent to you during when the transits are happening. So it's like I update you and I tell you what's going on. If there's something specific on that day in the morning, I will send out an email and let you know what's happening, what does it mean, how do you maneuver through it. And then the monthly video gives you the overview of the entire month and the energies and the starseed families that we are connecting with that are coming through the strongest during that month as the sun transits through that sign. And we are focusing on the ancient Atlantean initiatic path and life in general, the ancient Atlantean year, which focuses on each of the astrological seasons. And as they flow, we flow with them. And all the meaning and symbolism comes from the ancient Atlantean philosophy and Hermetic alchemy. So all of that, I use all of that information to design the Starseed membership. I also upload videos. So there's information comes through in emails, video format, live events, and I also have meditations for every new and full moon and a PDF journal that you can print out and do for every new and full moon. So I'm going to be uploading that tonight. And whenever there's a special transit, I'll make a video. Like I'm about to make the Venus entering Taurus video, which actually Venus entered Taurus today. So you'll be getting that in your inbox soon as well. So that's really awesome way to stay connected and to understand and what's going on astrologically. Outside of what I do here on YouTube, I go into much more detail, and the videos that I do there are so much fun to do. I also have an amazing event coming up on June 13th. It is a live event in Sedona, Arizona. So if you're close to Sedona, if you want to come hang out with us on the 13th, we will be going together as a group on a Vortex hike, and we will in the afternoon, evening into the night, we will have a outdoor ceremony in the rocks, in the red rocks, and with different activities. And we're going to also do some stargazing and welcome the moon as she rises, the full moon as she rises. And this will be literally in 2 weeks. After this new moon in Gemini, we're going to have that full moon in Sagittarius. So it's the energy of exploration and traveling and having an adventure. So we're going to be having this awesome adventure together. You can sign up. There's a link below in the description of this video to sign up for that event, to join us here live. And I'm also getting ready to upload a whole bunch of new items on the shop, on my Etsy shop, but also there is a new website for it. It's called Eagle Star Jewels Pattern by Etsy. I think it's .pattern by Etsy. eaglestarjewels.patternbyetsy.com. And I'm going to be announcing that soon as well. So that's everything that I wanted to share. Now, let's actually talk about the astrology of this moon. And welcome in Wendy. Thank you for being here. Hello, Sage. So good to see you. Okay, let me share this screen and then pull up the iPad, and then we'll just dive in. And once we dive in, I won't stop talking until we're done. So let's share that here. It's been also very strange because I've felt very reclusive lately. Very, my hermit side is like really not wanting to do anything or go out anywhere or go live or anything. It's been intense. And this is what I was talking about earlier, that we have to give ourselves all the time that we need, because there are moments where you're just not going to feel like being out there in the world. And so it's important to be able to be able to make the choices to give yourself some more time. But we're slowly moving through. So this is actually the chart for right now. The moon is the sun is at 8 degrees. The moon is at 4 degrees. I'm going to move forward until the exact point of the new moon that will be happening at 9 degrees and 3 minutes of Gemini at 4:30 in the morning, basically 4:30 a.m. Pacific. So like 7:30 a.m. Eastern. So early this morning, tonight into tomorrow is when we're going to see this full moon happening. All right, here we go. Now I can write on it and show you guys all the stuff that I think is important. So we start with the general, and then we kind of add the layers of information to the moon to unravel the message that this moon is bringing to us astrologically. So there you have the sun and the moon at exactly 9 degrees and 3 minutes of Gemini. And in general, a new moon in Gemini brings our focus to the realm of communication, to the realm of speaking our truth, sharing our story through our voice. A moon in Gemini can be an exciting energy. It can be a really playful energy. It can be fun. It can also be a bit of a trickster. This is also the realm of Mercury. So this moon is technically ruled by the planet Mercury. So we have to see what Mercury is doing to make sure we understand how this moon is kind of being reflected out, or reflected out to us. The Mercury is also known as the magician, and the mutable energy of air gives us the flexibility to bend realities, express our magic, become the alchemist. So this new moon is so powerful for many reasons, but also the most important is the fact that it is at exactly 9 degrees of Gemini, and at exactly 9 degrees of Gemini is the fixed star called Aldebaran, which is basically Archangel Michael. For those of you that work with the archangels, Aldebaran is Archangel Michael. It is the royal fixed star that is found on the eye of the bull in the Taurus constellation. So when you look at the eye of Ra, the eye of the bull, the eye of Horus, all of these things are pointing to this energy. And it is also an Orion stargate, because the Orions are also found right around here in this energy of Gemini. So we have not just a new moon exactly on Aldebaran, we also have an Orion portal opening up. This is so significant beyond everything that shows up, just looking at this alone gives you so much insight into this new moon. Because who are the Orions, and what is the connection between the Orion constellation? So the Orion constellation is actually a portal. It's a portal to the 9th dimension. And of course, this moon at 9 degrees is like, there's so many synchronicities. I'm probably going to be like laughing my ass off that they just keep showing up. But Orion, the constellation of Orion, is a portal to the 9th dimension. A lot of the pyramids all over the world point up towards Orion's belt, the 3 stars on Orion's belt, including the 3 pyramids of Giza. They point up to those 3 stars in Egypt. The Sphinx, and in ancient Atlantean times, the Sphinx actually pointed directly at the Leo constellation, and that was like the guardian. He was the guardian of the portal of Orion. And the portal of Orion connects us to the 9th dimension, which in essence basically means that this new moon is an opening, a gate towards the 9th dimension. And the 9th dimension is the infinite. It is basically God, literally God. When you get to the 9th dimension, and we talk all about this in the Moon Goddess training, we learn about what are the 9 dimensions and what they mean and who inhabits each of the dimensions and how you can access the dimensions, and really that they are like points of awareness. And right now, as I'm talking, I'm starting to realize, I'm like, I have Venus in my chart at exactly 9 degrees of Gemini, which means this is exactly on my Venus and very close to my sun and all this stuff. So it's like, oh my God, no wonder I'm like passing out, like not passing out, but like no wonder I'm like zonking out for hours. Makes perfect sense to me. And the heaviness, right? So tapping into the frequency of the 9th dimension, you could also consider it like the infinite knowledge, right? Like the Eye of Ra, the infinite knowledge, the Akashic records. It is all of the information all at once. So you can't just understand it with a human mind. You have to raise your frequency, raise your vibration, and raise your awareness to be able to tap into this energy of the 9th dimension. But this is what the connection to the Orion and the Orion star seeds. And I'm also a very powerful I have a strong Orion starseed energy in my chart. I have a lot of Gemini in my 12th house. So this new moon is also happening in my 12th house. And so it's just kind of crazy. But here we have, Archangel Michael, who is, known as the countenance of Christ, and is the most important of the 4 archangels. He kind of, he is the closest to God. He is God's, kind of the protector, and he, with his sword, he will cut he will cut cords. And we work with Archangel Michael to cut the cords for things in our life that no longer serve us, that we really need to just let go and move on from. And that's what's been happening. And it's whether you like it or not. Now, here's the interesting thing is, so this is a moon that's ruled by the planet Mercury. And Mercury right now is, he's at 26. Let's see if I can do a different color. He's at 26 degrees of Taurus, basically making a square to Saturn, who is at 25 degrees of Aquarius. So this is a really heavy energy. This is heavy AF. Why? One, because Mercury at 26 degrees of Taurus is on a star called Algol. And Algol is known as the demon star. It's literally known as the demon star. And in astrology, it's a lot of astrologers look at this point in astrology, and if you have any connections to it, they're like, oh, this is like, addictions and alcoholism and, the dark. It's dark. It's the dark goddess. It's the dark mother. It's Kali energy too. It's power. It's the power that is found through this energy that is known, as the darkness. And there's a deeper meaning to it. You can't just stop at, oh, it's the demon star, so it's like demons come out, But you have to look at everything that's going on in the world, and it makes you wonder, like, what is really going on right now, And the other thing too is that this this star is also connected to Medusa, and the story of Medusa has she was this priestess, beautiful, she was a mortal, but she was a priestess in the temple of Athena, and she gets raped by Poseidon, who is Neptune, and basically she becomes this this sort of that represents all that is that we always like blame the victim. She became that. She basically is told, turned into a monster with snakes for her hair, and then her eyes, when she stares at you, she turns you into stone, right? That story of like, don't look back because you'll be turned into stone. Was that Sodom and Gomorrah story? Anyways, this is all like crazy stuff coming up right now. Super, super intense. So that's the energy of Medusa. It's like, it's the dark star. It's that side of us that comes through and definitely feels sometimes like a victim and sometimes lashes out, and it's that anger that comes out because we've been hurt in the past, and that's why it turns into addictions. That's why it turns into we sabotage ourselves because we don't know how to take care of ourselves. We've lost too much power, and at the same time, it's like when you lose your power, the darkness does take over, and to regain your power, you have to find your strength. You have to move towards the light. You have to transmute your shadows into gifts. It's everything that we learn, through understanding ourselves at a deeper level, through our astrology, through our gene keys, through our human design, especially the gene keys, though. It's like we're moving from the darkness to the light. It takes courage, and that's what we need to have right now. We need to have courage to move through this energy, because if Mercury is the ruler of this moon and he's on this demon star, it's like, well, this is what's coming through. And so you've got literally 9, the number 99, which is connected to the 9th dimension, which is God. And then you've got this, 26 degrees of Taurus, which is basically the algol, the demon star. So you've got the dark and the light, kind of showing up very strongly through us, through our personal lives, through all of this. So these are the big things. And then the square to Saturn, it's like a challenge, and anytime there is any kind of square to Saturn, there's this challenge. There's something to be resolved. There's something to be looked at. The other thing is that Mercury is still retrograde right now. He's still retrograde in Taurus, but at 26 degrees is the last degree, and he goes direct on June 3rd. June 3rd is my birthday. So next week he's going to go direct, but he's literally going to sit here at 26 degrees for a whole week. And he's been here already for a little bit. So it's quite intense that this energy is kind of lingering like this. Mercury retrograde, getting ready to go direct, stationing direct, and on this really intense, new moon that we're having. So those are huge, huge, huge things happening there. There are, a couple of other things that I feel like there's Mercury is also making a sextile to Neptune, a trine to Pluto, and Mercury is also close to the North Node, which means that this is also destiny. There's a moment of destiny, there's a moment of looking forward and remembering and moving and having the hope and the courage to move towards your future. Neptune brings in the intuition. Pluto brings in the power. There's a lot of power that can be channeled through. But Pluto is also giving power to Mercury retrograde at 26 degrees on Algol. So it's kind of, if you've been having dark thoughts or negative thoughts, that it could be very possible that this is the frequency that we're at right now. We're kind of vibrating at this dense frequency, but we are about to this beautiful portal is about to open up, and it's towards the 9th dimension. It's towards God. It's towards the light. It's towards Archangel Michael. And so we are literally moving from the darkness into the light. And that's the biggest thing. We also, we saw the conjunction between Mars and Jupiter, and it's pretty much, it's just 1 degree away now. They just moved 1 degree away from each other, but that's still going on right now during this. Today, they're actually conjunct. Tomorrow, Mars will be 1 degree after Jupiter. So Aries is, and Mars in its home sign of Aries is a strong power, strong drive, and strong motivation. And then we also will have Venus, who has just entered into her home sign of Taurus. So there's a lot of dignity here with these planets in their home signs, and Jupiter expanding this powerful energy. So that's in a nutshell what comes through astrologically. But I did want to share, and I wonder what did I do with it? So this is one more thing that I wanted to share with you guys before, but let me find it. I think I took like a snapshot of it. Did I not? I don't remember what I was going to do, but okay, I'll just show you here in the chart. So when this moon is going on, exactly opposite the moon, like on this side right here, is the asteroid Lucifer. If it wasn't clear enough of a message, the battle of the darkness and the light, opposing this moon is the asteroid Lucifer, exactly, on Antares. And Antares is the heart of the Scorpion. It's in the constellation of the Scorpion. And it is the heart of the Scorpion. And so this is like the deep dive into the underworld, the deep dive into the darkness, the deep dive into the shadows. You've got the sun and the moon with literally, like if we're using religious terms, we've got the sun and the moon with God, and then we've got Lucifer exactly opposing. It's the battle, it's the battle of the dark and the light right now. And I was just talking to my husband, and he's like, I believe it, like so many people are going through this battle. We're going through the battle collectively. We're going through this battle individually in our own lives. And it seems to not, be able to let up. And this is why I titled this video Blows of Fate and Acts of God, because that's literally what it feels like. Like we have these like blows of fate, but then also acts of God that we find our divinity once again. Yeah, Chrisanne says that explains so much. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I was like, something is missing. I'm like, I know this is an amazing moon, but it feels so heavy, like it feels really heavy this week, and to me, when I noticed this, and when I did, the research for it and figured out that that's what's going on, it was like, oh, well, that makes sense. That makes so much sense. This is what's going on, especially with Mercury retrograde on Medusa, on Algol, like so much is coming up. And it's almost like we're looking for a way out, but there is no way out. The only way out is just to be focused on how you want to move forward with everything that is showing up in your life. So yeah, those are the main things. So now what we're going to do is go into the Sabian symbol of this moon and the Chandra symbol of this moon, so we can get even more meaning. And I love the symbolism that comes through with the Chandra and the Sabian symbols. And then we're also going to go into the gene key of this moon. Okay. So let us begin with the Sabian symbol. Okay, so here's the Sabian symbol of this new moon. At an air show, a stunt pilot executes a tricky nosedive, plunging wholeheartedly into life, embarking on a project at full throttle, self-confident action based on technical mastery, This is where the moon is at. Courageously venturing into uncharted territory. Feel that they must prove themselves. Being oneself and saying what one thinks, no matter what situation one is in. Foolhardy, but believe that true confidence brings its own protection. Seeking out exhilarating high times. Drug abuse. Getting into a musical or artistic groove and going wherever it takes you. Cloud walkers. Surrendering to the magical potentials of the moment. Psychedelic or mosaic-like rush of events. Self-possession in bizarre, fast-moving situations. Wild scrambles may crash and burn, but usually bounce back after major reversals. Living in the fast lane, going for broke. Chutzpah. I don't know what that means, but some of those visuals are very clearly what I'm connecting with. The whole like embarking on a project at full throttle, the self-confidence coming from self-mastery, technical mastery, being courageous as you step into uncharted territory. I feel like all of those things are very much present right now with this moon. And the Sabian symbol is okay. A young woman notices the handsome man has fangs. That's so funny. A young woman notices the handsome man has fangs. Blows of fate. Acts of God. Abrupt awakenings to what was suspected but naively denied. Ooh, you become drastically aware of all that was hidden and jump to conclusions. The gathering of events to prove a point, to generate a change, to draw it all out. Curiosity, probing, yet as well casual oblivion and riding high into euphoric assumptions, setting yourself up for turnarounds, epiphanies, metanoia, the leap over the edge into the dark from the light that reveals the other side of life can generate cynicism and negative feedback loops by the implication that behind every shining wonder there lies its reverse shadow image, the mind probing itself right and falling down in its own hole. It's crazy. So, again, a young woman notices the handsome man has fangs. Blows of fate, acts of God, abrupt awakenings to what was suspected but naively denied. You become drastically aware of all that was hidden and jump to conclusions. The gathering of events to prove a point, to generate a change, to draw it all out. Curiosity, probing, yet as well casual oblivion and riding high in euphoric assumptions, setting yourself up for turnarounds, epiphanies, metanoia, the leap over the edge into the dark from the light that reveals the other side of life can generate cynicism and negative feedback loops by the implication that behind every shining wonder there lies its reverse shadow image, the mind probing itself right and falling down its own hole. These are very powerful symbols, words. Oh my God, literally. Yeah, exactly. Literally. Hello, Savannah. Welcome in, and everyone that's in. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Yeah, so super crazy. So what we're going to do next is actually go into and talk about the gene key. And I think you're going to like it. All right. So many interconnected energies. So the gene key that this moon is on is the 16th gene key, which is called Magical Genius, the Miracle Cities. It goes from the shadow of indifference to the gift of versatility to the city of mastery, and it is part of the ring of prosperity. So let's read about this 16th gene key. Wow, I have this gene key. It's my IQ sphere, my Venus sequence. Wonderful. Wonderful. I knew it. Of course it is, because that's where my Venus is. All right. So let us read about this energy, mastery. The miracle cities. If we briefly review this 16th gene key, we recall that it is rooted in indifference, caused by lack of enthusiasm and the inability to identify with what you are doing. No matter how skilled you are, if you don't have this enthusiasm, you cannot attain the next level, which is talent. Furthermore, talent is something that must be earned over a period of time, no less than 7 years, and its natural expression is versatility. You could say that skill is a vertical approach to learning, in that you have to focus great attention in one direction, and your whole impetus is to understand and learn as much in that field as you can. Versatility marks a shift in frequency in your whole being because it opens up the horizontal field at the same time as the vertical. You are no longer fixed to a single discipline, but begin to view life at a holistic level, seeing how all systems and techniques interconnect in truly integral ways. You can thus apply your talent across the whole spectrum of human sciences and arts without the dogmatic limitation of being tied to one single direction. At this level, you are tapping the natural laws behind all life processes, so your talents can be transferred easily between disciplines, even those that appear far apart and unrelated. For example, you might be an artist, but your talent also embraces business. At the gift level, your talent is based upon the knack of not identifying with any single set of skills. At the Siddhic level, a paradox opens up before us. We have gone from lack of identification at the shadow level to identification with the skill as you approach the gift level, and then a loosening of that identification in order that you become truly versatile. At the Siddhic level, the issue of identifying with what you are doing is no longer relevant. At this heightened state of consciousness, your identity is erased, and you become an empty vessel for life. Here, all learning ends, and there are no more levels. With talent and even versatility, there are still levels. Even the greatest pianist can still improve and expand. However, with the 16th city of mastery, the whole game of expanding and evolving, either horizontally or vertically, is over. Ooh, that does remind me of the ninth dimension. The 16th city is a relatively rare expression in the world because it encompasses what some would call magical abilities. The blueprints behind every aspect of human genius come through this 16th city, from the arts right through to the sciences, such as the DNA in every cell of your body contains the blueprints for all life. So the 16th city activates the blueprints of mastery of all human fields and endeavor. The implications of this are really quite staggering. Consider an example from the field of music. Rachmaninoff's Third Piano Concerto is considered one of the most difficult and awesome pieces of Western classical music in existence. To learn to play this piece of music takes years of sustained practice and discipline, even if you have genuine talent. However, the kinesthetic knowledge of how to play this piece is actually already contained in every single human being alive. The 16th city allows direct access to this, and all other kinesthetic knowledge, which means that if the 16th city is activated, you could play the piece of music as well as any piano maestro who ever lived without ever having touched a piano in your life. The 16th city has an interesting connection to the 35th city of boundlessness. And on closer analysis, one can see why. As one of the miracle cities, the 35th city's sole purpose is to expand the average human's perspective on life exponentially. It testifies that nothing is possible if you can only move your mind out of the way. It testifies that nothing is impossible. It testifies that nothing is impossible if you can only move your mind out of the way. In traditional Eastern approaches to higher consciousness, the cities are understood in a different context from this work on the 64 gene keys. There, the cities are traditionally seen as special powers that arise as obstacles on the path to true realization. This kind of language actually derives from the cluster of cities in the human genome designed to manifest miracles and special powers. Obvious examples are the 14th, the 16th, the 35th, and the 60th cities. Wow, I have 2 of those gene keys in my chart. When you attain a Siddhic state, you attain a kind of cosmic versatility, and your destiny continues to unfold according to your genetic predispositions. Much confusion exists in spiritual circles concerning the so-called lure of the cities. Those who have spoken out against them may also have been speaking through their own limitations. There is absolutely nothing wrong with the special powers of the cities. In fact, they are an essential part of our evolution. The enthusiasm inherent in the 16th gene key also has its manifestation in the city where it shows its true nature. The word enthusiasm derives from the Latin and Greek meaning to be possessed by the breath of God. As the divine currents flood human beings, shattering their identification with the world of form, so God has her play through us, and one of the forms of this play is to display mastery over creation. It is impossible to be indifferent to a miracle, and this is the highest expression of the 16th city. After all, if God is not allowed to have fun, then who is? The special powers of the 16th city have only one purpose: to be of service to the whole, even if that manifests as a form of cosmic entertainment. True mastery is to have absolutely no individual power whatsoever. It is to merge with the divine will and therefore become a master of nothingness. This is the ultimate theater and the highest of all arts, and at the same time, it has the incredible power of pulling humanity out of its indifference. Whoa. That is quite something. So, I think it's so powerful to recognize where in our lives we see that shadow of indifference, and where in our lives can we move out of that into like the true miracles in our life. So let's go through each of the signs and tell you where this moon is happening in your chart based off of your sun, moon, Venus, and rising. This moon is totally on my Venus. So where this moon is, challenge accepted. Where this moon is happening in your chart is where you are going to feel this energy moving from the shadow of indifference, where you're going to feel that shadow in your life, and you're going to need to make an effort to move towards opening yourself up and becoming a master of nothingness in a way. So for Aries, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising, you guys are having a third house transit. And so where you're going to feel this shadow of indifference and how and where you want to move out of it is in how you communicate. Don't be indifferent. Don't feel that like as you communicate, don't feel like nothing's worth nothing, you know? Just find your way towards mastering your communication skills. Make your way towards mastering your true voice and how you speak your words through how you express yourself. For Taurus, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising, you guys are having a second house transit. So this is about not being indifferent to everything in your life, all the stuff in your life that you have, like finding the gratitude for everything that you have, finding the gratitude for what is important to you and what you have acquired, and stepping into confidence within yourself. And not giving up. I think for all of us, this is a moment where we are being asked by the universe not to give up. So don't give up your desire to grow. Don't give up your desire to find abundance and to bring that abundance into your life. Let go of the indifference that you feel in this area of your life and step into prosperity and mastery. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising, you guys are having a first house transit. So what this means for you is that this is all about you, your identity. So don't be indifferent about how people see you. Don't be indifferent about who you are. Understand who you are at a deeper level and express your truth, express your true divinity through yourself, through your personality. And don't give up on who you are. It's basically what it is saying. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. This is happening in your 12th house, which is the house of the divine. So this is about don't be indifferent to God. Don't be indifferent about your spirituality, about your higher self. Don't be indifferent. If you feel indifferent about this, if you've given up hope, about this, you need to rekindle your connection to miracles. You need to rekindle your connection to God, Goddess, whatever you call that cosmic energy. You need to rekindle this connection so that you can find your mastery, express your spirituality through your own natural mastery of it. Leo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising, you guys are having an 11th house transit. So this is being indifferent about like how you're being of service to the world. This is being indifferent about how you're sharing your gifts with the world. It's being indifferent. And if you can find your way into mastering your gifts, into mastering, and working on keeping that network alive, that network that you share, with people and that you need in order to thrive in the world, to be seen and to be loved and to be valued in the way that you really want to. It's very important that you understand your own mastery of your gifts so that you don't become indifferent in your life. You don't go to that place where you go, well, why is it even worth it? It's not even worth it, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising, you guys are having a 10th house transit. So this is all about your career, your life path, your purpose, your mission, how you're here to show up for the world is very, very important to remember and to recognize where you feel indifferent about this. Where do you feel indifferent about your life purpose? Where do you feel indifferent about your mission, about how you're here to show up for the world? Why do you feel indifferent in that place? If you do, and if not, and to get out of it, find what you're masterful at in your life. What is your gift of this 10th house? And when you do that, you'll tap into prosperity that comes through the natural expression of your mastery of yourself in this area of your life. All right, Libra, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You guys are having a 9th house transit. So this is about spiritual integration, but also expanding your horizons, going beyond the edge, going beyond the limits of your own mind, and taking an adventure. So I think this is an adventure for you to move out of any kind of indifference that may be expressing itself through you and stepping into mastering your ability to go beyond what you thought was possible. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You guys are having an 8th house transit. So this is about change, transformation, letting go, a new beginning. More than anything, it's a new beginning. I feel like you've had your Tower moment and now you are ready to begin again, begin a new story. So wherever you feel indifferent in your life, you have to find, step into the mastery of transformation, step into the mastery of awakening to your gift of transmutation. And that's how you will bring the prosperity and the abundance into your life. For Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, you guys are having a 7th house transit. So this is all about relationships for you. So if you've become indifferent about relationships, it's time to find how do you express your mastery within relationships? What are the gifts that you bring to the relationships based on who you are, and how to move out of that energy of indifference and find the mastery of and the gift of what it truly means and what the universe gives you through your relationships and what they show you and what they teach you. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You guys are having a 6th house transit. So this is about being present, being focused on the right here and the right now, on your daily life, on what is really important to you that will make you feel good in this moment. So if you're indifferent to life, if you don't care about your daily life, if you don't care about what's important to you and how to take care of yourself, then you will be in the shadow of the frequency of this moon, when you can really be in the mastery of it, in the light of it, and actually be a master of your own reality, literally a master of your reality, which is what the 6th house is all about. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You guys are having a 5th house transit. So this is about tapping into your creativity, your creative flow. If you feel like there's some kind of stagnation in that area, if you feel indifferent to your creativity, if you feel like I'm not creative or whatever, it doesn't matter, like, that energy, that attitude of indifference, find where you can actually, what are you really good at? The easiest thing to do when you're connecting with this 5th house of creativity is to ask yourself, what am I naturally good at? That it doesn't feel like I'm working. It's not hard to do. It just naturally comes out of me. That's how to get back to that space of mastery within this realm of creativity and begin a new story or begin a new project, a creative project that will make you feel like there's meaning again to life. And last but not least, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You guys are going through a 4th house transit. So this has to do a lot with your family, with people who you feel are family to you, with your home, your space, your home space in general. And so if you feel indifferent about family, all that stuff, like, to move out of that is going to be really important so that you actually find the gratitude for everything and home and family and how it's showing up for you in your life. So you got to get out of the indifference and into the mastery, into the versatility. You got to find your gifts. You got to express your talents. This is what we all have to do right now so that we can move out of that shadow and step into our own, self-mastery in whatever way it shows up in our lives, in whatever way it wants to express itself. And remember that this is the city, one of the cities of miracles. So you can expect miracles and they will happen in your life. Move out of the shadow of indifference anywhere in your life and expect miracles to show up. Because that is actually what this is really asking us for is, do you believe in magic? Do you believe in miracles? Can you just expect miracles and then watch them manifest? Because your power to create through the thoughts, through the mind is there's a moment here where we can really see it come to life. So that is the power of this new moon in Gemini at exactly 9 degrees on Aldebaran. Thank you for hanging out with me today in this broadcast. Make sure you share it out if you know that you have people that are curious about astrology and want to know what the hell's going on energetically. This will help a lot. And then if you share it out, it actually helps me a lot as well. And I hope you have an amazing evening, a beautiful new moon tomorrow. And I'll be back tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern to do our new moon in Gemini ceremony. So Satnam, everyone, and I will see you all again very soon.